Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me in the house, I have one of my favorite organizations, and you'll probably say, well, Amanda, every organization's your favorite. I heard you. But that is not necessarily true. This one is because it sits right on the waterway. And we're talking about the Foss Waterway Seaport. Please join me in welcoming back the warm, the effervescent Mr. Brent Mason. You are the executive director still and doing a bang-up job down there.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Cityline.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Great to have you. You brought with you this enigma, this bright light, this incredible positive force that goes by Kayla Ariano. You are the Education and Outreach Coordinator for the Foss Waterway Seaport.
I am. Thank you
Welcome
so
to
much for having
Cityline.
me. Yeah, thank you.
Do you see the wardrobe difference?
Yeah, we're
The funeral?
Yeah.
And then a bright sunny day.
Well, and can we get a shot of your socks? Put your foot up. Sock cam, Carol. Wait, hold still. Look at these. These are like a cross between an anklet and a pantyhose. Oh, they're fabulous.
Thank you.
You know what? You fit right in here with us, right in here.
I appreciate it.
So, Brent, we talked about kind of before we became live about just the traffic down there that happens because we're in for a good 7 days of record-breaking temperatures, according to the weatherman. And I asked you if it gets busier, and so now I want to ask for people who perhaps don't know that the Foss Waterway Seaport is right down there. When they say, what is that? What do we say to them?
It's spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're lucky when being able to have an office down there. I know that there's nothing better than, if you're cooped up all day and you get to be able to step out onto the esplanade and take in the water and the mountains and all that kind
You
of.
mean like this?
Exactly like that. That is our beautiful building with the great glass front wall, and yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And the building is spectacular. We were talking with Fred off air, and he was saying, well, what makes it special, and that right there, the fact that there are 60-foot, 90-foot long single-piece beams that have been there for 123 years. That's pretty special.
So you've kind of alluded to my next question, which is, so I close my eyes, and when I walk in through the front door, what am I going to be greeted with when I enter? Is it going to be those beautiful columns?
Yeah, I think that it's hard not to notice that first. I think the eyes get diverted up just because, it's a 42,000 square foot warehouse.
Wow.
With these massively high ceilings. There you go.
Great shots we've got here.
That is actually, whoever took this did a great job.
Yes, we did. That's our team, the Tacoma team.
And, and of course, we are a maritime museum, and so people are going to see a variety of boats, all wooden-built boats, however, or wooden-made boats. And everything that goes along with sport fishing and so forth. The museum is very much at seeing these pictures now. This wasn't all that long ago, but how the museum has changed. We didn't tread water during COVID, so when the pandemic ended and we were able to open up, we were already hitting the ground running, but we had so many things to change on the inside that process has started. But yeah, that's still a pretty accurate depiction of what you're going to see when you step inside.
So looking at these pictures, it begs the question, is the Seaport a maritime museum, boat shop, education facility, or as I know, there are a lot of events that are held there, or is it just D, all of the above?
I was going to say check.
Check.
And check. and it's funny, and you had me on shortly after I first started back in 19, and we may have had this question, and what had been posed to me by many was, Brent, you need to come in and you need to decide what the Seaport's going to be. Is it an environmental center? Is it a history museum? Boom, boom, boom. And I thought, well, that's a huge task, and what are we going to be? And it didn't take long. I would say probably within the first 3 or 4 months, it was like, well, we can be all those, and we can be really, really good at doing all those things. And Kayla is an example of one of the many things that we do very well.
Yes.
In the sense of the programs that she manages and oversees, but we're doing it.
We are, and we're doing it because of people like Kayla, but also because of your leadership. And I have to tell on you, you got into this role, and 3 weeks later, you had a fundraiser planned, a clam chowder fundraiser, and yet we were sheltering in place.
Right.
So what does Brent Mason do? Well, he decides he's going to have a drive-through where we hand out clam chowder to cars. Brilliant. So at that point, Kayla, tell me how your role started in 2019.
Yeah, so I was actually a student at University of Washington Tacoma campus, and I got an internship with our Eco Kayak program, and I interned for 9 weeks. It's a program through Thrive at Hilltop Heritage.
Yes.
So the kids go kayaking, they do science, hands-on. They're science instructors from the Seaport, the school, and Metro Parks. So it's this great tri-partnership that we have. And I actually currently run the program now.
But you are no longer an intern.
No, I am not.
You have your own title. So you made that lovely jump, the gap from intern to full-time employee.
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us about the Science Career Expo that's coming up that is your baby.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. There are about 16 organizations that have volunteered to participate, so it's free for the public, free for the vendors.
Yay.
Yeah, it's Thursday, May 18th from 4 to 8 p.m., which coincides with the free Third Thursday events that all the museums do. So we always try and do something special, but we wanted to do something kind of science career focused for local students and community members.
So why Science Career Expo as opposed to, here we go, a class in painting landscapes and a beautiful watercolor that you walk away with?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do that.
You can take that idea. It's yours.
Why stop at just one thing?
That's right. This is why you are no longer an intern. What a great attitude.
Yeah. I only got into science later on in my academic career and in my work. So I love making science fun and accessible to all age ranges. So from kindergarten to 80 plus, you know, we don't discriminate. We like to have fun with everybody and make it a joy to actually learn and do hands-on activities.
And look at you. This, as we say in television, the screen loves you. See, look at I almost wish we had the sound on because this, I can watch this from my laptop or from my desktop.
Yeah.
And know that when I come in, if I ask for Smiley Kayla, will I get her? I will get her. I love that. So what's the inspiration? Besides loving science, was it just the sense of joy when you discovered science that you thought, I don't want to wait on this for a longer beat than I have to. These younger kids have to know this?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it came from the diverse range of people that we work with, but mostly the elementary school students and middle school students. So we have this incredible salmon program that we do. It's one of our longest running, so just in terms of the year. It's about 6 months, and this year we worked with 20 Tacoma schools.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I think 18 of them were TPS, Tacoma Public Schools, including Commencement Bay, which is a charter school, and Chief Leshai. Wow. Yeah, so there I am.
Good outreach, and there you are in your braids.
Yeah, so that was a field trip that we did at Swan Creek, where the students, after raising their salmon, got to go on this field trip for about 2 hours where they did hands-on science field work, and then we just had an explore time where we went hiking, you know, and talked about things, and then they got to release their fish.
I love that. We say goodbye. So what sort of opportunities will we get to bring home a salmon, or will there be something else at the expo?
I wish we could.
Yeah.
We released
We're
all
looking
of the
for
salmon.
a funder. Send us some salmon.
We get plenty of salmon if you ever want to come down to the Seaport in the winter. We have hundreds of salmon to look at. But at the expo, organizations will be talking about different career opportunities, volunteer, internship, or early start to getting jobs into science. So yeah, we're looking to that.
I love that. So as these throngs of people, I imagine this swarm of people in there. Yes, I'm manifesting that. And Brett is over in the corner and he's thinking, how can I get these people involved in the Seaport beyond this? So what do we have on tap for them?
Wow. We've got, well, I have to, this will be the funny part. We actually have a restroom addition and remodel project that is ongoing that people that are watching this are thinking, what? But the restrooms at the Seaport, if anybody has been before, knows those restrooms were done as temporary restrooms. They aren't outhouses or porta potties, but they're not great.
Okay.
So we've had an opportunity here to do a restroom addition and a remodel of the current restroom. So that's from a construction capital standpoint. But then we also have Ocean Fest that's coming up June 2nd through June 4th. It starts with a species paddle on Friday evening, which if the weather is like it is right now, will be absolutely spectacular.
Yes.
Do a beach cleanup program, beach cleanup on Saturday, and then a festival-like event on Sunday the 4th. So that's the next big event coming up that people can kind of mark on their calendars, and then we've got all sorts of different new exhibits and things like that are planned.
I love that. You know, when you said Ocean Fest, my mind just went right to Rosemary Ponigani.
Yes.
Because she started Ocean Fest.
Yep.
And I know that she is in New Zealand, and maybe, hopefully, we'll get some zooming in from her or something.
Perhaps.
Or a tape saying, just because I've moved halfway around the world does not mean.
Yep.
So who do we need to thank for all this amazing work down at the Seaport?
I think we need to thank people like my team. You know, it's interesting. It's one of those things especially with the kids, and we talk about this quite a bit, that it's not inherent in many of us to be interested in science or be interested in fish or interested in history for that matter. And it's incumbent upon having a really great team. I kind of make that analogy that history and so forth are like vegetables. Kids don't like them, right? So we have to figure out how can we teach it in such a way that they're interested, so we pile a bunch of mac and cheese on it.
You're giving away your trade secrets.
I know it, and the mac and cheese in many ways comes from having staff like Kayla and all of our peeps.
Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Taking time out of your busy programming, and I want both of you back on the couch so we can do an Ocean Fest wrap up sooner than later.
Can we go before the dog though next time?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. When we come back, John Douglas Rake and Andrew Fry will be in the house talking about their current on-stage production at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. We'll be right back after this quick break.